All right, welcome everyone to Scareticulous. So today we are going to be reacting to Lee Cronin's The Mummy, the official teaser. It just came out, so we're going to be watching it together. So here we go. It's weapons, just to spoil it. James Wan. I heard he walked out of this. Creepy. What happened to Katie? My guess is she got buried. That sounded like a digital fart or something. Okay, so this comes out April 17th this year. So we have 3 months or so. So my thoughts on this trailer. First off, Lee Cronin, if you guys don't know, he did Evil Dead Rise, which was pretty good. It's a pretty good Evil Dead movie. Um, I think a little underrated actually, but he also is doing the Evil Dead Burn movie that's coming out this year, which is decidedly going to be like a bit Frenchy, apparently, because he's like a French guy, a French kind of director. So he's going to kind of lend that kind of feel to the film, I think. Um, we don't really know like if it's going to be good or not. I think it's interesting because that's like the one movie of the guys that I've seen and that seems to be like, okay, this is good, so this is a good director. But I looked into his filmography and I hadn't seen any of the other movies that he made prior to that, but they seemed all kind of mediocre. So I'm not sure if like it's just taken a while for him to kind of develop his style or maybe develop his techniques or maybe he didn't have the budget to make the kind of movies he wanted to make before, and now that he's getting bigger budget things, he's able to kind of you know do better work. I don't know exactly. That's the hope, right? That's the hope anyway, that he maybe started off like not making the best work he could, but then he just got better as he went along. I mean, not everyone can be James Wan, who started out like amazing with Saw, right? I mean, you there's some people that just they got it like as soon as they first shot out the gate, right? And some people it takes them a while before they really develop an actual style and something that is entertaining. Apparently, there have been leaks about this movie where I've heard. I don't know if this is true. It might be a rumor that someone was just stating it, but I've seen it making the rounds that James Wan apparently walked out of a screening of this. Maybe he just didn't like it that much. Probably gave the director notes. Probably gave Lee Cronin some notes like, "Hey, maybe don't make this boring as hell to watch or stupid." But then again, James Wan made um, Malignant. So it's like, you know, I don't know how much he could criticize. Not that Malignant was bad. I like Malignant. It's just it's like he's not above like totally like trolling the audience, and you know what I mean. Like, but interesting. I mean, it's an interesting trailer. I mean, it's almost impossible to judge the trailer on its own merits, and it's more of a teaser. We're gonna get a full trailer soon, I'm imagining, but just based off of what we heard, apparently they were, they had test screenings where it was seen as like kind of boring. Not much happens in the movie, and it was almost more of like a possession kind of film and less of like an actual mummy movie. I think maybe it's because most audiences nowadays think the mummy is cheesy. There's a lot of movie monsters that were brought to life in like the 30s and 40s that when they get remade nowadays, they either have to like do a genre flip, like either make them an action movie or like a comedy or something like that, right? Well, The Mummy has been good as like an action adventure series, right? We've seen that. It's transitioned well to that genre, but as far as horror goes, it's not. I don't think it's quite been able to make that leap, for various reasons. Not that a mummy can't be scary. I think it's just a way of making it scary that maybe a modern director hasn't quite tapped into yet. Right? That's something we haven't really seen is an actual scary mummy movie. At least as far as I can't recall. There might be an obscure one I'm not aware of, but there are ways to make this like a creepy, scary concept. I think that the idea that mummies are from this civilization from eons ago, back in like like Egypt and stuff. It has ties to like a completely different culture to anything we're used to or familiar with, and I think maybe that's something that's kind of hard to transition to like our culture without it coming off cheesy. It's just like, how many different scenarios can you have of like a mummy popping up out of nowhere, right? I mean, it's not like you can't have like like bodies wrapped up in bandages and like have them buried and come back to life, and it's like you can have that as a story mechanic, but the mummy also carries with it like a legacy of like there's characters within like the books, so there's a sarcophagal chamber, there's like the whole culture of like what happened back then and like the characters and ancient Egypt and stuff like that. So it's it's I think it's better fodder for like an adventure movie than it is a horror movie. Just from like the concept of it. So it'll be an interesting to see like the challenge. The trailer itself, this teaser does have some creepy bits. You have the scorpion coming out of the mouth. That's creepy. You got some scary Evil Dead type books. Some what is it called? the I forgot that book, the Necronomicon. Kind of like a Necronomicon kind of deal in here somewhere. There's some gonna be some scary, you know, folklore and stuff like that. Maybe the girl looks creepy. Is that the mummy? I guess that's supposed to be her. But who's Katie? I have to ask. I don't know who the hell Katie is. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of this teaser. Did you think it was interesting? Are you hyped for the Mummy movie? Did they is this done by Blumhouse? So I don't think this is licensed by like, this is not Warner Brothers. I think that Warner Brothers is making their own Mummy with Brendan Fraser. I got confused because I'm like, wait a minute, the Mummy's coming back with Brendan Fraser, right? Like, oh wait, this is a different Mummy movie. I guess the Mummy's coming back in style, right? Oh wait, Warner Brothers is putting it out right there. Warner Brothers Pictures. I see it. New Line Cinema, Atomic Monster, Blumhouse. Man, they're all tossing their hat in the ring here, huh? Okay, now I'm just confused. So what? So what? Hold on. Are they still making the Brendan Fraser one, or no? Okay, here's that book, right? The creepy book. It pops up for like a half a second. I can barely catch it. I give up. I give up. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of this trailer, this teaser. I will talk to y'all later. Please hit the thumbs up and stay scared.